All right, welcome back. In this video, I want to talk to you about how to get back to the reasons you became a coach in the first place. We often get into this, we get into coaching because of the promise. And the promise, I reckon, really comes down to three specific things. The reason I became a coach, the reason most of the coaches I talk to personally, comes down to one or two or all three of these three reasons. The first reason is income. You're in charge of your own destiny. If you think about just on a dollars per hour basis, I know that's the least, it's not the best way to kind of calculate income, but on a straight dollars per hour point of view, coaching gives you incredible cash flow. You can make a great living, a great lifestyle, and even, for some coaches, a small fortune as a coach, doing up to $1 million and beyond, right? Most coaches, unfortunately, aren't anywhere near that, but you totally can make a great income as a coach. There's no question about it. So that's the first reason. Second reason is to make an impact. So firstly, you want to make an income. Second, make an impact. I don't know about you, but the thing that drives me most, the thing that I love most about coaching is I get to learn every day and I get to make a contribution every day. And I know that if you're working with your clients and really care about the results they get, it's the same for you. You get to grow, you get to contribute, all of that adds up to you making a bigger difference in the world. Okay, so we've got income, we've got impact, and thirdly, independence. Independence, the freedom to kind of do it your way, to work your hours. Like here am I in Fiji right now, teaching from the beach. I'm literally a stone's throw from beautiful white sands. No idea how I'm going to get this video uploaded, but we'll kind of tackle that next, right? Beautiful white sands, a swimming pool where I can swim up and get a cocktail, swim back and relax, play with my kids, and have a great time. It's complete freedom. One of my dreams when I first got started was the ability to teach from the beach, and here we are doing it. And you as a coach, it's exactly the same. So you want income, you want impact, and you want independence. I don't know which of those three is the bigger driver for you. Maybe it's a combination of all three. For me, it's a combination of all three. Okay? That's the promise. That's the reason why we got into coaching in the first place. But here's the thing. Despite our good intentions and our goals and our vision going into it, more than anything else, I see two kinds of coaches. And they're not living the dream at all. In fact, I see broke coaches, people struggling to make, how can you make a difference if you can't even make a living? People who are at, kind of $10,000 a month or below, maybe at break even or below, or maybe even kind of struggling. Even, other coaches kind of might be doing well successfully, but, to be honest, you need to be making at least $10,000 a month to even kind of be doing okay these days. I don't know what it's like in your part of the world, but in Australia, that's my kind of rule of thumb number. To be under $10,000 a month is to be struggling. To be at or around is kind of stable. After that, we get into successful, and the real goal is to kind of be leading from well above that at $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month and beyond. But most of the coaches I see aren't anywhere near that. They're struggling. There's broke coaches. The other kind of coach I see, I said there was two kinds of coaches. The other kind of coach is tired coaches. You can be broke and not enough money, or even when you do make enough money, it's because you're working really, really hard with one-on-one clients, running around, trying to deliver all the time. And the coaches often who are doing better financially have run out of time and are tired and exhausted. Eventually, we all get burned out, need a break. So here's what I want to do. I want to get us from broke or tired back to the three goals, which was income, impact, independence. That's what today's session is all about. Okay? I want to give you three quick reasons why I see coaches either broke or tired. Now, I don't know where your situation is. Hopefully you're neither of those. I really, really hope that you're well beyond that. And if you're not, applying what we've been talking about is going to get you up the ladder quickly. Okay? But there's three real reasons, and they come down to the three core parts of your business. Firstly, now let's look at marketing for a second. Most coaches' marketing is either too passive or too patchy. I do a great job and I get myself out there a little bit, but really I'm just kind of waiting for the phone to ring and hoping that people will recognize what a great guy or great gal I am and take action. I know that's tongue-in-cheek, but you know what I'm saying. Either our marketing is too passive or it's too patchy. Like we go in fits and spurts. It's great right now, we're cranking and we're doing some stuff, and then we took our foot off the accelerator a little bit, and so we're not nearly as active as we need to be. How do you know if your marketing is too passive? Well, it's not generating the results you want. The first of the three reasons why coaches are either broke or tired is because the marketing is too passive. The second reason is that even when the marketing works enough or something happens to get you, in conversation with prospects, the sales process is unreliable. Wouldn't it be perfect if you had your script, like your sales script of how the conversation was meant to go, and just before the meeting you gave them their script so that every time you asked a question they gave you the right answer? Wouldn't that be awesome? And their script said, "So, Mr. Coach, how did you get so successful?" And you got to answer that. "So, Mr. Coach, your program looks fantastic. How do I sign up right now? Would it be okay if I paid you even more?" The sales process doesn't work like that because you've got the script, but they don't. Okay, you're working with people, and anytime you're working with people who don't have the script, then the sales process gets slower. I don't know if you've ever had people kind of drop out of your sales process. I'm sure you have. Or the sales process gets messy. You have to overcome objections, or they stall and you have to get them back on, or they disappear through the sales process, or you let something slip through the cracks and you've got to get them back on. So the sales process is kind of slow, it's messy, and it's hard. Like, I don't know what your one-on-one conversion rate is. Hopefully it's kind of well above the 50% mark. I've got a bunch of coaches who are doing kind of 70 and 80. Even one guy I met the other day in the States, a client of mine, who's 92% conversion rate on average. It's completely brilliant. But for the most of us, the sales process is unreliable. We can't choreograph the sale because it's got moving parts, multi-step sales process, and the other person, the prospect, isn't following the script. Is this making sense? The end result of an unreliable sales process is the conversion rate's lower than it needs to be. And you spend hours just to sign up one client. So the cost of signing up a new client is the marketing cost plus the time cost to run through the whole sales process. It's expensive. So the first reason is that the marketing is too passive or too patchy. The second reason that coaches are tired or broke is that the sales process itself is unreliable. It's slow, it's hard, and it's messy. The third reason isn't a marketing problem or a sales problem, it's a coaching problem. The third reason is that the coaching model that we bought into when we became a coach is unscalable. Think about it. The reason there's tired coaches in the first place is because the model is built around trading time for money. Now, it's good, it's good money for time in terms of an average dollar rate if you're charging anywhere near what you should be, but it's still time for money. And you hit a point where you hit a ceiling and you can't grow any further. There's only so much you can raise a price before it becomes ridiculous. So the model is unscalable. Certainly, anytime we're trading, money for hours, we run out of hours. Is this making sense? So I don't know which of those three is kind of a bigger challenge for you. Is it the marketing's too passive and patchy? Is it the sales process kind of letting you down and being unreliable? Or for you, is it more that you're doing really well, but the model's just unscalable and you're ready for what's next? Which one is it for you? Well, whichever one it is, I want you to kind of just be aware of that and just realize, like Marshall Goldsmith said in his book, what got you here won't get you there. And by there, I mean income, impact, independence. So wherever you're at, there's a next level of income, there's a next level of impact, and there's another level of independence. What got you to here? The marketing that got you here, the selling that got you here, and the coaching model that got you here, it's fantastic, but it's not equipped to take you where you want to go. Is this making sense? Are you following me? Hopefully it is. Because what we're going to do today is we're going to make a radical change to your marketing, we're going to make a radical change to your sales process, and we're going to make a real shift to the way you coach. I'm going to show you the alternative that's available for marketing, the alternative that's available for coaching, and the alternative that's available for selling. And it's these three together which creates this $1 million model. What got you here won't get you there, but these three shifts will get you where you need to go. You feeling it? Awesome, I'm so pumped. Let's do this. So right now you've got a choice. It's a really, really simple choice. In fact, if you've got a sheet of paper, why don't you just draw a line vertically down the middle. So you've got a left side and a right side. And then on the left side, I want you to kind of write down that your old school choice, the thing that got you here, is manual and slow. I think that really sums it up well. You've got manual marketing, you've got manual selling, and you've got manual coaching. Okay? There's a cap on the amount of marketing, selling, and coaching you do if it's manual, hands-on, and labor-based. So you're like the kids in Africa who have to lug a container of water for hours on their head to bring it back to their family. Sure, some of the water gets there, some spills out. Most, it works, but it's manual, it's slow, and it's hard. So that's the left-hand choice. if you think about your marketing, your selling, and your coaching. The right-hand choice is the opposite. It's leveraged and fast. So what would leveraged marketing do for you? What would leveraged selling do for you? What would leveraged coaching do for you? Well, firstly, it'd be sustainable. Secondly, it will be scalable. And thirdly, it will be a whole lot more profitable. So just point of interest, this picture here is kind of it's a traditional way that thousands of kids have had to bring water to their families. There's an amazing inventor who invented this thing called a play pump, which is literally one of these little playground sets that they set up in, near, right outside, or right kind of just outside villages, so the kids can play. And as they play, whatever it's called, the whirly spins around, and it drives an underwater pump to pump water to the top. So literally, kids play, water comes up to the top. It's completely brilliant. It's sponsored by One Water. So if at your supermarket they sell One Water, I really recommend you get behind it, because selling One Water builds play pumps. But secondly, just think about this, not just as it relates to water, but as it relates to your business. What would happen to your business if you had leveraged marketing so that results came faster and without you? What would happen if you had leveraged selling so you could talk to groups of people and have whole groups of people rush to you at the end and say, that sounds like just what I want, how do I get started? And sign up then and there without the need for a slow, laborious one-on-one sales process. What would it mean if you had leveraged coaching so you could make the same difference but in a way that kept you completely free? That's the promise. That's where we're going.